the weather outside is frightful, but Deep Space Nine is so delightful. So when you've got no place to go, see Cisco, see Cisco, see Cisco. I'm making up the lyrics as we go. Everyone likes to visit Bajor. I don't really know if it snows, but I'm sure the North Pole of Bajor does so. I don't know. Oh, boy. Looks like everything is streaming through. It looks like you're all talking about turfs out there in the chat, so I'm glad that's already started. Yeah, just someone asked the question, what's a turf? Turfs are trans exclusion radical feminists. There's I'm gonna do a whole video on them next year that'll go into explaining them, but basically they are transphobes that pretend to be feminists and hide their transphobia behind some made-up pseudoscience, turfy using the word to describe it, made-up pseudoscience, feminist nonsense. So that's about it. Excuse me. So how is everybody doing tonight? I'm glad we already started off the stream with turfs, but I figured I'd answer the question because it's an important question to answer. Yeah, hi, how is everyone doing? Hello, well, let me say hi to everyone. Hello, Geek Filter, good to see you. Good to see you, Mar. Good to see you, Bob. Good to see you, Steve, Emily, Miss Wicked Wolf, Hannah, Don, Just Carowin, Cappuccino Crafts. I know I saw KT Dunn in there, and Corey as well. Who else is here? Foxwing, good to see you. Emily Chambers, Stavin C, Bionicle Man 000, Katrina Jones. Good to see everybody. I hope everyone is doing all right. Yeah, you have to create a Winter Wonderland in the holodeck. Definitely agree. Oh gosh, Nano Rimo. Power to you, Katrina. I hope that all went well for you. Hello, Michael D. Hello, that Baka that chews. The Baka that chews, excuse me. Excuse me. I'm drinking some Arnold Palmer here, and I think I just downed some of it the wrong way right before going on stream. So apologies if I'm coughing a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not sick. It's just all that stuff. Also, I want to hear people's opinion. What does everyone think of the background? I added some lights. I changed some stuff up. I added some posters. Obviously, I think someone already knows the Mass Effect poster there. Hey, good to see you, punk rock zoologist, Ann Wellington Smith. Yeah, I'd love people's opinions on the background and what people think of it. I think it looks pretty cool. If anyone also can tell me what this poster is right here, I would you get bonus points from me because this is one of my personal favorites. So. I've never seen Blake 7, Steve Ash. Never have. It's got hexagons. I like it. I know I thought those looked properly futuristic. Though I think with this camera, maybe with my better camera, but with this camera, you can't really tell who's in there. There's a dragon. Let's see. I got to figure out which finger's which. There's a dragon there. That's Archer from Star Trek Enterprise there. And then that's 7 of 9 up there. But you can't really tell from this far away, unfortunately. Ooh, man. Excuse me. Let's see if I can help you see the poster. You might be able to see the poster if I do this. Now you can probably see that poster a little bit better. It is, anyone know what that poster is? If anyone does, I'll be very happy with you. But that probably helps. But I like the blue. The blue looks cooler, so I'm gonna go back to blue here. Let's see. The honeycomb not touching. I know it bothered me too, but I don't have all the right leveling stuff. I could probably fix it, but you're gonna have to deal with it right now, Hannah, for the honeycomb not touching, completely touching yourself. The light should all be blue and nothing else. I can do that. I think I can do that all from right here without getting up. Let's see. Let's see how blue I can make this. Let's see. Gotta like try and catch all of them. Get that one. 7 of 9's one does not want to play well, but these ones could be blue. That light will stay purple, unfortunately, because I can't change that. But, yeah, 7 of 9 is just going to stay blue. Or stay red. It's not Mass Effect Andromeda, Harry. It's Mass Effect 3, actually. Actually, that kind of glows the word Mass Effect there pretty nicely. Of course, 7 of 9 is just being Being a pain. Come on, 7. There we go. All blue now. We're all blue. Actually, I actually don't hate that. I actually don't hate it being all blue. Actually, what I would actually find most interesting is if I made it all blue and then made that light, that purple light, change that bulb that's in there to a red bulb. That actually might look pretty neato, actually. To be completely honest with you. I actually don't hate that concept. But yeah, I like the multi. I think I actually. Ooh, no, I don't like that being red. I like this. No, stop it. Sorry, we're having fun with colors here, people. I know. I'm sorry. It's I'm sorry. It's I like the slightly multicolored contrast better. I actually like the blue, and then this being red. The shelving unit being red is kind of got this cool glow to it. Let's see if I can get those back to being red. Come on, 7. You're gonna play nice with me. There we go. There we are. Look at that. Yeah, I like the purple of that light, but I don't think it matches well with what I got, and I can't change that color. So that purple light over there, I might get a different bulb for, but we'll see what I end up settling on. Or I might just buy several bulbs and play with it as it goes. But yeah, I like this setup. I'm setting up because I want to do more video game streaming next year. Like starting either later this, like in the next week or 2, or early next year. I want to start doing more video game streaming, and you gotta have LED lights or colors for streaming. So I thought it'd be kind of fun. Don't worry, the soulless cutout of Jedsia Dax is hiding somewhere, Flurkin's Galaxy. She's hiding somewhere around here. Let's see, what else we got? What does everyone want to talk about? Would you consider nerdrotic unintentional satire? Yeah, I don't want to talk about nerdrotic necessarily. I don't even know why I brought up, why I shouldn't have even read the line, but yeah, nerdrotic, not my favorite content creator. Let's just put it that way. We'll leave it there. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch musical is on NBC. Are you watching? I don't have cable, so anything I watch is just online. I try generally in terms of my Christmas specials that I watch. I always try and generally watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation one. I always enjoy that one. Grinch is up there. I do like the Grinch one. That one's pretty good. Charlie Brown Christmas is nice, though. No one ever remembers this one, but I really love it. It's oh god, why am I blanking on it? It's one of my personal favorites, and I can't remember it. It's oh no, it's the one where it's the dog who believes she's the reindeer, and it's got a couple of the voice cast of Futurama and The Simpsons in it. Why am I blanking on the name of that? Because it's actually one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite Christmas specials, but I can't remember. Let's see. Yeah, Marg, tell us about your time with Ian Alexander. Yeah, I hope everyone is happy with that interview with Ian. It was a really wonderful chance to do. I should give credit to Kat Walski, by the way. So please, if you haven't heard of Kat Walski, he is a wonderful fellow YouTuber. Does a lot of Star Trek news and stuff. Great YouTube channel. He recently did an interview with Mike McMahon, who is the creator of Star Trek Lower Decks. And he and I were just talking about other stuff. I have a video that he's going to be coming in and guest appearing in. He was giving me some advice, and we were just talking and stuff. And I asked him about his experience with Mike McMahon and what was that like. And he and I just sort of asked him, like, how'd you get Mike McMahon on your YouTube channel? And he just sort of gave me some advice, and he's just like, reach out to people and see what happens. And so I reached out to Ian, just out of the blue, just tweeted at him, or them, excuse me, I should say. They use he and they, them pronouns. He, him, and they, them pronouns, but I know Ian prefers they, them pronouns. So I wanted to try and focus on using those. But I reached out to them via Twitter, and they just responded super quickly. We're super nice. All of the other reindeer. Thank you, Emily Chambers. I really appreciate all of the other lame reindeer. Mwah. Yes, that's perfect. That I love that holiday one. Anyways, back to Ian. So I just reached out, and Ian just responded really super quickly. So yeah, I was like, I did not expect you to respond all this quickly and to be this sort of like gracious with your time. And they just completely, they were so nice that we set up a time and we did the interview, and they were wonderful. I mean, everything, what you saw in the interview was pretty much 98% of our interaction. In terms of like face-to-face, quote-unquote face-to-face, as face-to-face as we can be these days. But, you know, I apologize. They let me know that they used the more they them pronouns or lean on them. So excuse me if I'm still adjusting a little bit, switching from he him to they them. So apologies to them and apologies to all of you. No intentional misgendering, even though I know he uses or they use they he him pronouns. See, pronouns are weird. We it's okay to have a little bit of adjustment time. At least I believe so, but I can't speak for everybody. But anyways, they were super kind. We spoke a little bit before and a little bit after we started recording, but it was pretty much all about the same tone as the interview itself was. I mean, we didn't really. I mean, I asked a few more targeted questions, as you noticed in the video, but generally our interactions was all that, and they were just super, super kind and super, super wonderful. And I could not ask for, a kinder person to have interviewed. So I was so honored that they came on. My only regret is that I wish we had talked a little bit more about Last of Us Part 2. We talked a lot about Star Trek for obvious reasons, but they were also so wonderful in The Last of Us Part 2. But I just didn't. I didn't have those questions on hand as much because I just haven't been watching. I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2 in just a little bit. So Star Trek was just more front of mind for obvious reasons. So yeah, that interview is great. I do have I will tease something else. I do have someone else. It's not Blue Del Barrio, unfortunately. So I know that's what everyone would want. And it's what I want. I would love to talk to Blue. But no, I do have another guest from the current season of Star Trek Discovery coming. Hopefully it should. Everything's all confirmed, but I need to double check just to reconfirm it because we haven't spoken in a week or so. But I do have another person coming on recently, which I should also thank Renee Unrated, who is another YouTuber, a very small YouTuber here on the YouTube. So for connecting us with this person. So I won't spoil who it is, but thank you to Renee Unrated, and I do have one more guest interview coming this year. Fingers crossed, everything works out. So. Should be happening for next Monday. Let's see. Sorry, I'm missing the chat. Just wanted to sort of give you the behind the scenes of the Ian interview, which is my big get. Let's see. Macro Mac Ultra or Ultra, yeah, Ultra D. Excuse me if I said your user profile name. Hey Jesse, new fan here. One of your videos showed up in my feed, and I've been devouring your backlog. Thank you for trying your best to keep our fandom reasonable. Well, thank you for making the fandom reasonable. Like I try my best to try and facilitate those conversations, but I don't believe I am like number one, I'm not the only YouTuber doing that or creator doing that, and number two, I believe that most of the fandom is reasonable, and I'm just someone who is here to help facilitate those conversations on a platform that sadly does not always encourage those types of conversations. So there we go. And oh, thank you so much. I apologize. I see the super chat. I know you've given before, and I want to address it, but I also know I cannot pronounce your name. So Vovacat17, I apologize. I can't say the rest of it because I don't read that alphabet. So apologies. But Vovacat17, thank you so much for the super chat. This heart is for you. I really appreciate that. Anyone who super chats gets a heart. So as that I didn't even intend that. That's just been a thing I've been doing. So there we go. They them pronoun is good, but still weird, and we need a better neutral one. Definitely agree. They feels like a person is a hive mind. Works for Adira though. Yeah, it's one of those with pronouns. I agree. It's one of those sad workarounds where they them. I do believe they them has always been singular and always been gender neutral. I mean, you can even go back to before current modern days and find. In fact, I believe the etymology of the word they and them actually started off as singular and then became plural and then became more thought of as a plural pronoun in more modern day. But it actually started off as a singular pronoun, singular genderless pronoun. That being said, because of the way it's evolved, it's just we kind of we get hung up on that. Not even just like as society, people are like, they them is plural. Blah, blah, blah. I think that argument always is dumb to me because I'm like, language changes, we can change it, we can make it whatever we want because it's all made up and the points don't matter. So I've always found that argument kind of silly. That being said, the argument of like it takes a second for your brain to get it is one that I totally understand. Like people like not being able to like properly connect it as easily. And like getting those wires to work. Like even I, as someone who is very affirming and try to be very affirming of anyone using any pronouns, takes me a minute to get it. So yeah, I do think that we need a better workaround. The only problem is like the best way to do that is to create new words, like there's zer or different pronouns and things like that. And the problem with that is, and not against anyone who uses those pronouns, but they are not common usage. They are not commonly known, and there's multiple of them. And so it's always a little bit harder for people to like get to know them, get to use them, things like them. So honestly, really, there should be as many pronouns as there are people, but we need to be able to have some sort of facilitated language. So yeah, it's a hard topic, but one that I think we are definitely working through. So as a society, I mean, this is all part of being human, right? We work through these issues, we talk through these issues. And yeah, there are some people that are awful and are just, bad actors in it, but it's all part of the learning process. So yay. Let's see. Poster, Life is Strange, Geek Filter. Well, Geek Filter, thank you. You get a heart. You get a heart all the time, Geek Filter. Like, just generally. You don't need to give a super chat for that. I appreciate the super chat, but you get a heart all the time, Geek Filter. So, Poster, Life is Strange looks like a game that Jessica Lynn Flaherty played at one point. Yes, that is correct. It is Life is Strange, one of my favorite video games of all time. I was debating, I got a few posters. This is from, this is not sponsored, by the way. I just found it on another YouTuber that I like. But Displate, I bought these off of Displate, and they had like a sale for Black Friday. They had like 5 for like 40% off or something like that, which was ridiculous. So I bought a bunch. And I was debating between which ones to put up here. I knew I wanted to put the Mass Effect one up. I also got a Star Trek one. I also got a Lord of the Rings one. And I got a Battlestar Galactica one. And I was debating between the other three. I thought maybe Lord of the Rings. I think I have enough Star Trek, so I would just put the Star Trek in the one in the other one. But I was debating between Lord of the Rings and Battlestar Galactica. But I settled on Life is Strange because I want some queer representation in my background. So that's my queer rep. And I guess 7 of 9 technically counts as queer rep nowadays. But I like having queer rep in the background there. So. Oh, hey, Council of Geeks. It's good to see you. What are you talking about, cross-pollinating? Someone's cross-pollinating. What's happening with who? Why are we cross-pollinating? That sounds inappropriate. Stop cross-pollinating here, Council of Geeks. I didn't approve of that. Let's see. But it is good to see you. I'll always cross-pollinate with you. Don't worry. Let's see. I mean, all pronouns. Jezebel. I say made up because all pronouns are made up. I would recommend Punk Rock Zoologist. Life is Strange is great. One of my favorite games. That and its prequel. I didn't play Life is Strange 2 all the way through. I only played the first episode or two, and then I got busy at the time when it came out. I do need to go back and finish Life is Strange 2 because I liked what it was. And then they just recently came out with the game Tell Me Why, which I did a review on, which that company who did Don't Nod, they did Life is Strange 2, and Tell Me Why. Tell Me Why is fan-freaking-tastic. I really loved it. First, it's like the rare trans-masculine representation in video games. Though I will say between Lev, who played by Ian Alexander in Last of Us Part 2, and Tell Me Why, trans-mask people have gotten a good representation this year, which I'm very proud of. And well, I'm proud of, as if I did anything to help that. But I'm very glad for, is I guess the better word to use, not proud. Proud is probably the wrong thing. Wellington Smith, thank you so much. Jesse, what do you think about calling peeps boo friends as a replacement for girlfriend, boyfriend, and greeting people, hey boo, instead of hey dude, hey girl? I don't hate that. I like that. I'm always down for like weird, like affirming words. Like I like using y'all. Is sort of like a catch-all term, because y'all is just, it's always genderless, so I always try and say y'all instead of you guys. I say you guys too much, and I've been trying to get it out of my head and say y'all. So I like boo friend. I will say boo does kind of still have a gendered connotation to it. I could kind of see like, hey boo, boo kind of has like a feminine thing, but not necessarily always. So yeah, so I personally like it. I approve of any weird, you know me, I like weird sayings and phrases, so I approve of any and all of that. Also, Wellington, you get your heart, so here's your heart, Wellington. Thank you so much. Vovacat, do binary trans people actually exist? Feels like every trans person is always a bit they, them, at least once. I know, if you see it from both sides, won't you always be somewhere in between? Yeah, I mean, yes. I would rephrase that a little bit. Well, first off, thank you again for giving again, Vovacat, and there's your heart. But, I would actually rephrase that a little bit. I think what you're sort of hitting on is, there are definitely binary trans people, 100%. So I'm by no means erasing them whatsoever. But but the point I think that you're sort of like hitting on and sort of like maybe recognizing is when you are someone who is transgender, you especially nowadays where we start to learn a little bit more about gender and the construct of gender and how we as society has built up gender, we start to realize that gender is obviously a made-up construct. It is a made-up thing. And once you start realizing that, you start to realize that really what being trans is about being able to shift your gender presentation and your understanding of gender and how people view your gender in a way that makes you more comfortable. And it does not have to necessarily, it can if you want it to, that's perfectly legitimate, but it's about making yourself more comfortable, not aligning with how the world views these things of gender. So you sort of get to this point where you're sort of realizing like all this crap is made up, and we can do our own thing to make ourselves more comfortable, as again with the asterisks of whether you're safe or not. So once you kind of get to that point, you can realize that like, yeah, you don't need to be like the most binary trans person or like be seen as like I'm super girly. Now you can be 100%. I'm not denying that. And I believe me, I know very, very girly trans women, and I know very, very masculine trans men. But I would say that a lot of them probably do fall somewhere in between because they're, just learning that they can be more comfortable. And also it is part of the trans experience too, that generally when a trans person comes out and starts transitioning, they will usually go to the very far extreme. And I don't mean to overgeneralize. Not every trans person does this, but I did this, and I know many trans people who have done this, where it's like I came out as a woman. And so when I first came out as a woman, the first like few months of my transition, I was like trying to be super feminine, wearing all the makeup, all the dresses, just because it was like, oh, I'm affirming myself. It's like puberty. You're like trying to learn who you are, how you exist in the world, and how you want to be existing in the world. So there's all that sort of elements of it. Bye, Bob. It was good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And Vobacat, that was your heart. And Lorenz, thank you for your super chat. This is a heart for you. Sending you love. Really appreciate you. Cross-pollinate makes me think of reproduction from Grease 2. If you know it, sing it only if you want. Sadly, I would 100% sing it for you. But I do not. I haven't actually, don't hate me, never seen Grease or Grease 2. I know. Take my gay card. But yeah, I've never seen either of the Greases. I've never seen the Grease Eye. The Greasers? Never seen them. So I am sorry about that. But if you want me to sing a song, I will happily sing a few bars of a song that I do know if you mention it. So I apologize for not knowing your song, but thank you so much for the super chat. And if you message another song, I will quick sing a bar or two for you if it's a song that I know. Let's see. I know, Corey. I've never seen Grease. It's weird because like I got into this weird thing as a kid, and I still kind of fall into this. Not always though, but if I'm gonna see a musical, I always like to see the musical on stage first, before seeing the movie. So I didn't want to see the Rent movie until I saw Rent on stage. I didn't want to see Grease until I saw Grease on stage. The only exceptions I'll make are ones where the movie is like the either like the definitive version or the play hasn't gone on before, or it started off as a movie first, which Grease I think might actually have started off as a movie first, but I do know it was a fairly popular musical as well, so I do apologize. Hey, This Glorious Clockwork, good to see you. How are you doing? We need to talk. This Glorious Clockwork, you and I need to get you on a live stream, like legitimately. I know how to do it now. I figured out that technical stuff. So you and I need to get on a live stream because I want to promote the hell out of your channel. Which, by the way, I should say, if you want some like biology nerd animations and like really cool science stuff, This Glorious Clockwork, really good stuff. So for all you biology and science nerds out there, please give This Glorious Clockwork a follow. So. And thank you. Yeah, the background has had some major upgrades, This Glorious Clockwork. I've got faith of the heart, going where my heart will take me. That's... There we go. Let's see. What else we got? What does everyone want to talk about? Sadly, I do not follow the situation when, I'm probably going to mispronounce this word, so apologies, Haraja rights in India. I sadly have not followed that as much. I'm not as up to date on Indian politics. The only countries that I really am fully up to date on are the UK and the United States. A little bit of Canada too. But those are sort of the ones that I could talk most definitively about. Unfortunately, I wish I was more globally aware, especially globally aware of politics. The one situation that does also break my heart in other countries is the Uyghur situation in China as well, which is absolutely horrifying, and absolutely disgusting on the part of the Chinese government for doing that to the Uyghur people. So, but those are the only situations that I really can speak to some level of knowledge about. Sadly, I do not know about that situation in India, so my apologies there. On that. Miss Wicked Wolf, I will say I did break my rule. I did see Hamilton. I did see Hamilton, not in theaters. I saw the movie version when it came out in Disney Plus because it was the beginning of the pandemic and I needed something warm in my heart. So, so I did break my rule there. And it was more like a rule that I had as a kid. I don't generally follow it all that much anymore. I would like to get out to the theater more, especially nowadays, but, I haven't been to like the theater in a long time. I used to be a big theater geek when I was younger, and I kind of miss it, to be honest with you. Ooh, a lot of super chats. Marg, this is in honor of my Enterprise Watch Party buddies. Well, heart to you, Marg, and heart to all the Enterprise Watch Party buddies, if I may self-promote a little bit, because you brought it up. So this is a self-promotion, but since you brought it up, for those of you who don't know, over in my Discord server, which you can get access to through my Patreon page, Marg, who is one of my lovely patrons, facilitates Star Trek Enterprise and other watch parties as well. She, excuse me, you use she, her, Marg. I apologize if I screw up your pronouns. I believe you use she, her, but I'm just now questioning myself for some reason. But Marg facilitates Star Trek Enterprise watch parties in my Discord. And they are absolutely lovely. I haven't been able to participate yet. I've been wanting to, but I've just been so insanely busy. I'm hoping to do so in the near future. But if you want to like watch Star Trek Enterprise with a group of people, my Discord has that. And then I also, again, to promote, I have my own exclusive Patreon-only Star Trek Enterprise podcast where I do watch-along commentaries with Star Trek Enterprise. So if you want any of that stuff, you can hang out over on my Patreon, get on my Discord server, and hang out with everybody there, and also get the Star Trek Enterprise podcast that I do that is exclusive to patrons. So that's my self-promote, and I give full thanks to Marg for helping run and facilitate all those, because I sadly do not have the time, and Marg is a freaking amazing community organizer along with many other people on there. So thank you, Marg, for running those, because it is super wonderful to see. Corey, Jesse, KT Dunn is having a bit of a rough mental health day. I'm sure some love from you would brighten it for them. Well, KT Dunn, I'm so sorry that you're having a bad day. This heart is specifically for you. I definitely know the feeling. I was having just to be very honest with you, I was having a bad mental health day yesterday. For those of you that don't know, I apologize. This is totally understand if people need to stop for a second, but I am going to talk about something that's a little bit hard and sad. For those of you who follow my Twitter or are in my Discord, you probably know that my grandmother passed away 2 days ago now, I believe. Yeah, she unfortunately passed away from COVID. So there you go. Yeah. So it was not totally unexpected. Was not totally. I mean, she's been going down that way for a while now, and COVID just was the thing that got her, unfortunately. And it's not exactly happy about it, not exactly exciting about it, and I wish she didn't have to die that way. But it was not horrible for her, which I at least appreciate. At least that I know. So that being said, the reason that I bring that up is not for sympathy or anything like that. The reason I bring that up is to empathize with you, KT Dunn, in that the past few days have been really hard for me in my mental health, especially yesterday. And thank you to Geek Filter, by the way. Geek Filter really warmed my heart yesterday. We did we watched an old episode of Star Trek Discovery together yesterday evening, and it sort of warmed my heart and brightened my soul a little bit when I needed it. So thank you to Geek Filter for that. But the point is that KT Dunn, I know that it's kind of hard right now. And I know the feeling that you're feeling. Maybe not the specific reason why, but I do know being in a bad mental health place these past few days. And I just want to let you know that you are loved and appreciated, and you are not alone in having a rough day and having a rough mental health day. And I don't by any means say I can make you make it all better, but I just want you to know that you are cared about and you are loved and you are wonderful, and you're absolutely fantastic. So I send you all the love, KT Dunn, and anyone else too. I know that I have been really, even before my grandmother, this past few weeks have been kind of rough for me. And I know that I'm not alone in that. A lot of my friends, I know, are kind of crashing hard recently. I've been in more than one cry session on Zoom these past few weeks. So I know that is probably something a lot of people are going through. My thing is probably because we're going into a third wave in the United States about COVID. We're near the end. We kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. The election was its own whole thing, and I feel a lot of us are just, and especially with Christmas coming up, I feel a lot of us are crashing hard right now. So with all that going on, I know that it's got to be rough for everybody. So, yeah, love to all of you. And I just saw the chat. My chat froze for a minute. I was like, no one's talking. I was like, am I just being so ponderous that I was like, and just stopping in the chat. But I think I just missed the scroll. So I did want to say all that. So, but especially KT Dunn, you are absolutely lovely and amazing. And I know I said this to you in the Discord server, but I'll say this in person so you can hear it. You and Corey and Marg and so many in the Discord, but you three especially, though not limited to just you three, are truly wonderful, amazing folks, and are truly some of the most active, positive, and wonderful people that I see in this community, that I am so honored to have a part of my community. So thank you, from the bottom of my heart, to especially you, KT Dunn, right now, but to all of you folks. You uplift my heart, so, and I thank you for that. I do see that there is a super chat from Vovacat, so I wanted to give this heart. This heart is to Vovacat. Thank you for the new super chat. So I appreciate that. Sorry to jump topics after that sort of hard part of the live stream, but I kind of need to talk about it myself, to be honest with all of you. But I just wanted to ask you if you will go full on girl style on Xmas stream, long dress, makeup, and curly hair. It will look amazing. But you said you were a bit non-binary. Would you want to do it then? I am perfectly happy with whatever gender presentation. I will say I don't know if I'm going to do anything specific for the Xmas live stream. I will say I do have an Xmas video coming out where I wear a full out Xmas dress. Full out like elf Xmas dress. So you will get to see me in an Xmas dress if you're looking for Jessie Gender in a holiday dress. The Christmas video that'll be coming out December 18th will have me in a Christmas dress. So you'll get to see that then. But yeah, I am fine. I have a bunch of dresses. I have a bunch of feminine stuff. I also don't like, you can kind of see I'm kind of in a bit more of a mask mode right now. My hair's pulled back and I kind of got like this, like I don't even know what this is. This is just whatever. The headphones pulled on and I'm wearing just a t-shirt, but you know, I got boobs too, and I like showing them off. So I'll wear more boob revealing clothing too, and things like that. So I don't know. I like playing with gender presentation. That's kind of the fun. So, yeah. And thank you everyone. I'm just catching up on the chat right now, and everyone's sending condolences. I will say, someone just said, thank you for all of your love. I really appreciate that. She's with my grandfather now, which I really appreciate. My grandfather, as many of you know, he also died as well. The difference being that grandfather was actually on my dad's side. That was my dad's father. The grandmother that just passed away was on my mom's side. However, her husband passed away several years ago. So my grandfather on my mom's side passed away several years ago at this point. So, you know, hopefully I am agnostic. Not atheist, to point out. I am agnostic, but if there is an afterlife, I hope they are together and happy, and that would be wonderful. Oh, Punk Rock Zoologist, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That heart is for you. Love and virtual hugs to everyone here. The one thing that has been positive through all this is the amazing sense of community I've seen here. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I have said this numerous times, both in videos and in live streams, but thank you to all of you. Like, You know, it speaks. This is something I was actually just thinking about a little bit earlier today before doing this live stream. It speaks volumes to all of you, and it speaks volumes to me, and it honors me that, you know, I've been having a rough week. And there was no question in my mind that for me to like want to cancel these live streams. These live streams, like getting to hang out with, like getting to do this chat, getting to see all of you, and getting to see all your wonderful kindness in these live streams all the time, makes me feel better. There have been so many live streams like, oh, I don't want to do it. Oh, I'm so tired or worn out. And then every time I come on here, I just am filled with joy and wonder and kindness from all of you and getting to hang out with all of you. So like, thank you so much to all of you for being a true boon to my spirit every single time, and making this a place where I just feel better hanging out with all of you. So thank you to all of you. I really appreciate that. Oh, Lorenz, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. 80085 Chesticles, glad you have yours. 2 months away from 1 year of none for me. Well, congratulations. I'm assuming you're referring to you getting top surgery to get them removed. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny, like, for trans women and trans men just kind of go in the opposite direction on the top surgery, but it's just as affirming, and I'm sure it's a very similar feeling of like, hey, my chest looks different. That's awesome. Ooh, I'm out of focus now. Focus! Find me. Camera. There we go. So that is awesome. But congratulations. Punk Rock Zoologist heading out. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Punk Rock Zoologist. Excuse me. Let's see. Do you know the lyrics to your Welcome Christmas from the Grinch? I don't know if I know the lyrics to that one, but I do know You're the Mean One, Mr. Grinch. You really are you're as cuddly as a spider. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. Something like that, yeah. But I don't know that specific song, the welcome one. Thank you, Dr. Phil. I appreciate your liking the style. Yeah, I don't even know. I actually kind of like the way my hair is right now, and that was just something I just tied my hair back right before coming on the stream, so it came out looking kind of nice. I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Little rough on those lyrics, yeah. You know, I can't remember everything. All right, so shush. Do you have any pets? Yeah, I have Newt, Carlisle the Cinephile. He appears sometimes in videos. He's gonna be in my Christmas special, so look for Newt in the Christmas special. Newt will be appearing. In fact, here, let me actually see if I can get him. 1 second. Sometimes if I sing to Newt, he will come and visit. Let's see. All right. Let's see if I can get Newt. Like, this is gonna be super weird. So apologies that you're gonna get my cat singing, but Newt! Hey there, my cat, come over here. I'm singing you a song. Will you come here, or are you being lazy? I bet he is, I bet. Yeah. Maybe he's not coming. I was trying to see if we could get, oh, speak of the devil. Hey, see, I told you if I sing, he comes in. Hi, buddy. You want to come up and say hi to the people? Come and say hi to the people. Hi, bud. Yeah, come here. I know you don't like to be picked up, but you're never famous. Come here, bud. Hi, say hi. Look. Look, hey, bud. Hi. This is Newt. He's like, what am I doing here? What's happening? There he is. All right, hi, bud. Maybe he'll stay on my lap. Maybe he'll run away. We'll see what he's feeling. There we go. All right, yeah, I think he's staying on my lap. So we'll see if I can knock him down so you can see him. There he is. He's hiding out on my lap right here, but I won't keep this angle because it's a bad angle, but he is on my lap for right now. So there we are. Ruined the aesthetic though with opening the door. but that's fine. You gonna stay, bud, or you gonna go? What's happening? I know I called you in just to bug you, but Newt, I believe he's purring. Look at that. So I guess he is happy. I believe he's 9 at this point. I got him as an older cat. I got him about 2-3 years ago. I believe he was 6 when I got him. So he's a bit of an older cat. I wanted to adopt an older cat because older cats don't get usually a lot of love. Everyone wants the kittens. And I wanted to adopt an older cat because older cats also deserve love. So yeah, he is a bit of an older kitty. But yeah, I think he's somewhere in the range of he's 9. He's 9, maybe 10. I forget the exact age, but somewhere in that vicinity. So he is in a loving mood. I wish the camera angle would help, but he is like rubbing up and purring all over right now. Yeah. So what does everyone else want to talk about? I'm going to stick around for another 20 minutes or so. So I'm happy to talk about what everyone else wants to talk about. Mutinix, resisting the urge to hold up my cat to screen even though I know no one can see her. Well, Newt, what you doing? There we go. You always say hi to the people again? There he is. I don't know if you can't. There he is. There he is. Oh, let's not. Cade MacArthur, I would never marry Doomcock. And let us not speak too much of him. The fatal penis or whatever you want to call him. Oh, Cyberpunk 2077. Interested in your thoughts? Just another broke nerd. By the way, I just built a PC starting last Friday. I built my first ever PC. I mentioned it in my Ian Alexander interview. And I should say, Just Another Broke Nerd, who is in the chat, is a YouTuber who helped me out very, very deeply with building it. I would not have been able to do it as easily as I ended up being able to do it. We even just finished it off earlier today. So Just Another Broke Nerd talked me through the whole process. We got on a Zoom call. So please give if you're looking for PC advice and PC stuff and you want to see help an up and coming YouTuber as they start their content, please give Just Another Broke Nerd a follow because he was an absolute joy, a super kind person, and definitely knows his stuff. He was able to talk a complete novice. I know nothing about building PCs. Absolutely nothing. And he talked me through the entire process via Zoom call in a much shorter time. Longer than I'm willing to admit, but much shorter than probably would have happened otherwise if I didn't have an expert on hand. So please give Just Another Broke Nerd a follow. He absolutely deserves it. Hi, Newt. What you doing? You're going to readjust here? There we are. Okay. Pop this over here so Newt can get in and I can talk a little bit better to everybody. Can everyone still hear me here if the mic's right here? This isn't too terribly far away for everybody. Just because Newt's kind of just making himself comfortable right now, so I'm kind of a little bit further away from the mic than I would like to be. Will Newt be a reindeer in your Christmas special? No, he would not like that. Believe me, Newt lives on his own clock. He is a very aggressive. I love him to death, but right now, you seeing him being so lovey-dovey, he's doing that for the camera. He will usually chase and bite me and bite my legs whenever the camera's not on. I love him very much, but he's also a very grumpy kitty. And I swear to God, if I even attempted to put reindeer things on him, he would bite me in a hot second. So yeah. Well, Carlo the Cinephile, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy work, or I hope work is tolerable, even if it's not enjoyable. So, do you have a favorite figurine you can show off? Well, I would. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I can't really reach any of them right now. I do like my Jadzia Dax one that's up there. The Rolaren one is also a really good one too. I also like all my Enterprise ones. I do wish I had a Trip though. I know they made a Trip Enterprise figure. I have Archer, I have Reed, I have Mayweather, T'Pol, and then the Suluban. But I don't have Trip, which saddens me. I would love the Trip figure. I should try and look up and find one. So, let's see. Hi, Newt. What's going on? There we are. Let's see. Grumpy cats are great. Yeah, Newt is great. Has Newt met Ensign Cricket? No, Ensign Cricket is too busy. I have to talk to his agent just to get him to appear in videos. So, yeah, Ensign Cricket doesn't even deign to talk to me. So Newt has never met him, unfortunately. Any trans news you want to platform? Right now, nothing immediately comes to mind that I would love to platform, Harry. If anyone has anything that you want me to talk about, I'm just trying to think if there's anything specifically that's going on in the trans world. Besides the UK, obviously. That continues to be an ongoing situation. I talked about it more in my last live stream. But yeah, obviously the situation with puberty blockers being rescinded from families, from trans children, in the UK is still going on, still very horrible, and I know a lot of trans kids and a lot of trans families with trans people in them are going through a really, really rough time right now. So please look into that situation. If you want to learn more, I did a whole in-depth talk about it on last week's live stream. Honestly, I should clip it out and make that the video and just do that so I save myself the time. Vovacat, I am a $5 patron still on your Discord. Can you help me get in? Yes. If you go on the main Patreon page, you first off message me and I can send you a link if you can't find it this way. But if you need the Discord link, for all patrons, there's a Patreon only post. So go on the Patreon page, look for Patreon only posts. If you need to look up Discord, I think I have a tag for Discord there, and that should have the link to the Discord server there. So please, if that works, that should get you in. If not, then please give me a message on Patreon, and I can send you a link, login link, Movacat, because you should be in there. Let's see. Marg, thank you so much. I gotta kind of angle this because the mic's in the way, but this is a heart for you, Marg. And Newt is very happy. Look at Newt. He's like, what's going on? Newt is very happy, appreciative of that super chat, Marg. Let's see. What should we expect from the Christmas special? What do I want to not spoil? Special guests. I will say this is going to be... I got a poster made, which I will share out next week. But the poster this is the information that'll be on the poster. There are going to be over 30. Count them. Over 30, which was my own damn fault. I should not have done that, but shoot me in the head. Over 30 special guests. So there will be over 30 special guests in the... over 30 what am I trying to say? Over 30 special guests in the Christmas special. So, yeah. One I will give away. Steve will obviously be in it. Ensign Cricket will obviously be in it. But other than those two, I won't spoil any of them. There are a couple fun little surprising cameos in there that I'm very proud of getting, to be very honest with you. But yeah. Dune is awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited to see the movie now that we're getting it on HBO Max. Which is sad because I mean, hopefully by the time Dune, if Dune comes out in theaters, if it is still a theater release at the time that it finally comes out on HBO Max, I will be going to see Dune in theaters. I would much prefer to see Dune in theaters than on HBO Max. But as dumb as Warner Brothers' decision to put everything on HBO Max is a dumb decision. It's honestly a dumb decision, clearly being influenced by AT&T. But yeah, I'm excited about it generally, but it's just a dumb business decision. So, let's see. Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. My annoying thing with Cyberpunk 2077 is I ordered it for PlayStation 4. I ordered it months ago, pre-order on Amazon. And then because I ordered it on Amazon with an old card, I had to cancel my debit card recently because of someone got I dropped it. Someone got a hold of it and stole money. I got all the money back, so it wasn't a big deal, but it was just annoying. So I had to cancel the card. They only spent like $200 or something. So I got the money back, but had to cancel the card. And Amazon just charged me this morning for the game, despite the fact that I bought it months ago. So now the game's not coming until Monday. Which means, screw that. Which means I have to cancel the game again. I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to probably cancel it. And then I'm going to be getting Cyberpunk 20. Because I want to play it this weekend. I'm gonna cancel it and I'm gonna download it on my PlayStation 4. But it's annoying because I prefer having a disc copy. I like having a collector. I'm a collector. I like collecting stuff and having the disc out there. Plus, it also just makes the download usually faster because you don't have to download the whole damn thing and take up all your hard drive space because you have the disc at least. But what are you gonna do? I know the PS5 is now out, but they have a free upgrade to the PS5 version, and I don't have a PS5 yet. I wanted to get one. I tried to get one, but unfortunately they were not in stock, so I could not get it. But they do offer for Cyberpunk 2077, you can play it on PS4, and then they offer a free upgrade to the PS5 if and when you get it, so which is kind of nice. So the Daily Show or the Colbert Report, I liked both when I was growing up. The Daily Show I liked better just because I like Jon Stewart, and I still like I'm blanking his name. I watch every episode still with Trevor Noah. Oh, Newt's heading out. So I really like Trevor Noah, but there's a part of me that just misses Jon Stewart. I loved Jon Stewart. He was such an important part of my political awareness growing up. Like I did learn a lot about politics through Jon Stewart as a kid, and Stephen Colbert as well. I don't necessarily know if I completely agree with their politics as much anymore. They seem to be more on the liberal side, whereas I'm definitely much more of a leftist than probably they would say they are. But they were very important touchstones, and I still appreciate their voices, both Stephen Colbert's on the Late Show, I guess as he calls it now, and Jon Stewart as well. I liked his most recent movie. I thought was very good. And Trevor Noah is also great as well. Though I tend to be more leftist than they do, but then again, I tend to be more leftist than a lot of folks in the United States. So that's not saying much. If I cut out all liberal creators over leftist creators, I would have nothing to watch other than like BreadTube. I would literally have BreadTube, and that's about it. So there you go. But I do like them and appreciate them very much. So yeah, Newt left. He's gone. He pieced. Yeah. Oh, Council Geek says always get the hard copies. I agree. I totally agree, Council. And Newt's just hiding in the dark back there. It's kind of creeping me out. You're just going to sit there. Is that where you want to sit? Also, I don't know if you can't really see in this image, but he does this thing where he doesn't lie down. He always perches. Yeah, you can't really see because he's kind of in the dark there, but he never really, like, he'll lie down when he's on somebody. Like, if he's on my chest or in my lap, he'll, like, actually lie down, but it'll take him a minute. But otherwise, he's always, like, perched. He's always on his hind legs, like, ready to jump away. So. Ha! Ha! I get it, Council. You like things hard. And copied. I don't know what the innuendo there is for copy, but I know what the hard thing is. Ha ha ha. Let's see. E.R. Mixon's craziest theories. Seems as if Kenobi might be leaving Tatooine, as I can't imagine Boston passing for any part of the planet. Anything you'd like to see from that series? I mean, I just want more Ian McGregor. And Ian McGregor actually getting to show off his Obi-Wan. You know, I've talked to, I mean, the prequels have been talked to death, not even by me, but just in general. But I like the prequels. I think they're just executed terribly, but conceptually and casting wise, I think they're great. I even will stand by not Ian McGregor, Hayden Christensen. I actually don't hate him. But they're cast beautifully, and then they look beautiful too, but they're just so executed so poorly. So it would be nice to see Ian McGregor get a chance to be Obi-Wan in something actually well written. And the biggest, like watching the Clone Wars, the TV show, the animated show, the Clone Wars, even though that wasn't Ian McGregor, getting to see Obi-Wan in that time period was super great, and I love that Obi-Wan. So I would love to see a slightly younger Obi-Wan getting to do some stuff. It was a lot of fun. So. Kate MacArthur, even though I really dislike Discovery, I do think it got too much hate. Yeah, I mean, I've always said this. I've done numerous videos on this, so I don't want to harp on this point too much, but if you don't like Star Trek Discovery, that's totally fine. I have no problem with you. It's totally fine. It's totally legitimate to not like a show. I would just say, the only thing I ever say is just have legitimate reasons for it, And also make sure that your reasons for not liking something, and even if your reason's like, I just don't like the way it looks, that's a legitimate reason. You're like, it doesn't look like the old show, I don't like that. Cool. The only two things I say is just, don't gatekeep other people and saying like, oh, you like Star Trek Discovery, so you're not a real fan, or you haven't seen it. For some reason, my OBS is telling me I disconnected for a second, so if I disappeared, I don't know if I disappeared for a hot second there, but OBS told me I disappeared for a hot second, so apologies if this was a waste. But anyways, don't gatekeep people. That's number one. And number two, don't be racist or sexist or misogynistic or homophobic and all those things, which I see certain creators being all the time. And I'm not going to call anyone specifically. You probably know which ones I am talking about. But those creators piss me off because they hide behind the veil of legitimate reasons for not liking the show and then spread all this terrible stuff. And that's what I will say about that. But you can hate Discovery, just, have a reason for it. Don't gatekeep others, and don't use your hatred to hide thinly veiled sexism, racism, homophobia, etc., etc. So that's all I will say. But if you just like to start to Discovery, totally fine. I have nothing against you, and you are welcome here. It should be clear. Like, watch my reviews. Like, there have been 2 or 3 episodes this season that I've been like, I'm not so hot on. And I try to be fair in that assumption. I love Star Trek Discovery. But there have been episodes this season where I was just like, it wasn't that great. There's been nothing that I've hated this season. But there have been a few, there's been a few clunkers. So. Yeah, Freudian slip. Yeah, most definitely for that one. Council of Geeks. ER asked, what have you been reading? Right now I'm reading the most recent Star Trek book called Principles of... I've been listening to the audiobook, to be fair. Let's see. And Velvacat, I see they got in the Discord. Congratulations, yay. I've been reading, or listening to, I should say. Where is it? I've also been debating Contest of Principles. You can kind of see my listening to that. So that's the most recent book I've been listening to / reading. I've been debating going back and rereading the Expanse books in preparation for the new season / the new book / the final season coming up too. I'm a huge fan of the Expanse books. I do want to do a video on it, and I have an idea, but it's just like if I'm gonna do it, I want it to be a really big video, and I keep getting scared because it's I need to reread the books in order to do the video that I really want to do. On the Expanse. So I apologize. There is an Expanse video coming. I do want to do a video on the Expanse. But if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right, which means rewatching the show and rereading the books, which I am planning on doing because both the books and the show are ending in the near future. So I might as well do a reread of them and talk about them. What else have I been reading? What else did I just... Ready Player 2 I've been reading. Kind of going through that slowly because it's not been great. And also Axiom's End by Lindsay Ellis. I've also been working my way through. So those are the things that I've been currently reading. Talking about the next Expanse book, Joe, I believe they announced it's coming sometime in 2021. I think it's Leviathan's End. It's Leviathan something because it was sort of circling back to the first book with Leviathan Wakes. So the last one's Leviathan Slumbers or Leviathan Ends or something along those. I forget the title, but it's coming in 2021, and it will be the last book in the series. And then the last season of The Expanse just got announced. Season 5 is about to premiere, and season 6 is going to be the final season, which saddens me because I actually felt like the show probably had another 2 or 3 seasons in it, 6 or 7 seasons. Or 7 or 8 seasons, and the books definitely have enough there. But that being said, I am glad that it is able to finish on its own terms rather than being canceled like it was back on Sci-Fi Channel. So I'm glad that at least going to be able to end on its own terms. I will be sad because it just probably means that these 2 seasons will probably condense, either completely cut stuff or just condense a lot of stuff from the books, which is saddening to me because there's some stuff in the books that I really, really love. But then again, thinking about it structurally, there are a couple books that I really love, but the plot of them is not in super intricate in terms of all the stuff that has to happen in them. So maybe we'll sort of see. Bionicle Man 000, if you're looking, I don't know if you're, this might be just a United States thing, but if you're looking for all the, Star Trek audiobooks, if anyone wants a hot tip on how to get all the Star Trek audiobooks, Scribd, Scribd. Scribd is an app like Netflix for audiobooks. You just pay a fee and you get access to tons of audiobooks, and they have all the Star Trek audiobooks on there. Like all of them, going back years and years and decades. So they have all of the audiobooks on there if you're looking for Star Trek audiobooks. I would very much recommend Scribd. The app's a little bit buggy, and some of their audiobook library, it has some good stuff, like all the Halo books are on there and a few other things. And they had some other stuff on there too, like all the Star Wars books used to be on there, but it's kind of been pared down a little bit over the past year or so, which is kind of sad. So, but for right now, all the Star Trek books are on there, so I'd very much recommend Scribd if you're looking for a relatively cheap way to get access to all the Star Trek audiobooks. This is what I use. Sadly, I can't use it for all my audiobooks, because like I said, their library has been pared down a little bit over the years. But they do get some good ones in there every once in a while, so I'd recommend that. Might be wrapping out, everybody. I never actually, Miss Wicked Wolf, I never saw Class. I did want to see that. That's like the one modern day Doctor Who spinoff that I actually didn't finish. I watched Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures, but never watched Class. I honestly would want to watch it just to see a few more scenes with Peter Capaldi, but what are you going to do? Yes. So, any last questions that anybody wants me to answer before I wrap out for the night? Grotha, I will say this probably isn't my favorite horror series, but it's in contention. It probably isn't my favorite horror series out there, but it's definitely one I really love. Cube 2 and Cube 0, I think, are a solid three movies, a horror movie trilogy that I generally just love. They're by no means perfect, but I generally just really like them. Hey Newt, you coming in to say goodbye to everybody? Sending love to everybody. I think I'm going to wrap out here. Taco Pill, I will answer this actually before we go. Can you do more neurodiversity videos? Well, tomorrow. Look tomorrow. I am actually having, I believe it's tomorrow. It's either, yeah, it's tomorrow's one, because the other one's going to be on just January 1st. Yes, tomorrow will actually be up on Friday. There will be a new video on neurodiversity tomorrow, so you will keep an eye out for that. It will be on Spock in the episode Galileo 7, so it's actually a sacred trek. The sacred trek that's going up tomorrow will be a sacred trek on neurodiversity, Spock, and Galileo 7, so keep an eye out for that. But all right, everybody, sending love to all of you. As I said earlier in the stream, it's been a hard few days for fairly obvious reasons that I won't rehash. But it always heartens me and makes me feel better to do these live streams. I already feel better just having hung out with everybody. So thank you to all of you for being wonderful and amazing. You're all beautiful, wonderful, amazing folks, and I adore you all. So thank you. And Savory Lemon, I just caught your super chat. So love to you for that. Thank you so much. For the super chat, and I appreciate you. I wish you all the best as well. And thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Mwah.